they goofed. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler, and today we're talking about the new twists and turns that are taking place in this crazy Nike StockX lawsuit. And originally I'd kind of planned to just be a passive viewer of this whole situation and not make a video on it because I didn't feel like it was necessary. I didn't feel like I had anything to add to the situation. But with this new information that Nike has just come forward with, it seems like this is going to be a much bigger deal than we thought. So to give you all a little bit of background on this situation, and I've got my laptop here just so I can make sure I get all the details right. I've got the actual complaint that Nike filed against StockX in February. Just pulled up, you can just search it and it comes up. It's all public record. And it's crazy to say the least. I mean, this whole situation is kind of nuts and it just seems to be getting crazier and crazier. And while it sort of affected sneakerheads in the beginning, now it's really starting to affect us and changing the way that I think, and I think a lot of you guys will also think, about one of these big companies that we work with on a regular basis. So the original complaint was filed because StockX started listing NFT versions of sneakers on their website. So you'd buy those NFTs of sneakers or NFT versions of sneakers on StockX's website, and then eventually at some point StockX would allow you to trade those NFTs in for real sneakers. And what was kind of interesting to me is that the correlation between the price of the NFTs and the actual sneaker resale market value wasn't always there. It was sometimes completely different. You'd have some sneakers, the NFT would be going for a lot more, and then other times the NFT would be going for a little bit less. So it was always a little bit off to me that they weren't like a one-to-one thing. And also these NFTs were a little bit different than, I guess, the NFTs that we're all familiar with. I'm not too familiar with NFTs, so I'm not going to get that deep into it. The way that they were made, apparently StockX had full control over them. They could remove them, and you could lose your NFTs just randomly at any time that StockX wanted to pull them. They still had full control over the NFTs even if you had bought them. So it wasn't your standard NFT. Instead, it was sort of a StockX version of that, which I thought was kind of weird. But what Nike actually filed this complaint about was the fact that StockX was actually using Nike sneakers and profiting off Nike sneakers, or creating products that profited off Nike sneakers rather than just reselling Nike sneakers. And obviously with Nike joining the metaverse and purchasing that I guess NFT making company, I don't know what you call it. And so essentially from what I can tell, it seems like what Nike is saying is that not only is StockX actually profiting off of their likeness, making products that are literally Nike sneakers, just digital versions, and then reselling those for profit, but they're also now a competitor, which is kind of crazy. Again, the whole situation is a little bit odd, obviously with NFTs being sort of a new thing. Courts are trying to figure out exactly how to deal with them. Again, I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to NFTs. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on the whole NFT thing. Where this whole situation gets even more interesting is that not only did Nike complain about that, now they're coming forward with new information saying that they actually bought a bunch of sneakers from StockX, and four of the pairs of Nike sneakers that they bought were actually fake. And you know, out of every company and legit checker that thinks that they know a product is fake, the only company that I would 100% trust is Nike because they made the product. But honestly, it gets even worse for StockX because not only did Nike actually buy 4 counterfeit products directly through StockX with the tag and with the receipt that says it's 100% authentic, but they did this within a 2-month period. It wasn't over like a period of a couple of years, it was within 2 months. And as someone who's bought a lot of products off StockX, it really makes me wonder, what the hell? This is crazy. You'd think that their legit checkers would be a little bit better than that. I mean, obviously, they've got just a huge flow of products going through their warehouses and their legit checking services every single day. I get that. But at the same time, if your whole business is based off of 100% authenticity, that sucks. And I mean, look at the other companies that are out there. There's a lot of other big companies that I actually probably use more often. I use eBay and GOAT significantly more than I use StockX, just because I found that those services fit my business and my lifestyle better. But even having good experiences with companies like those, and even with StockX, I've always had this thing in the back of my mind that was like, you know what? I'm sure that there are fakes that get through. Maybe not a lot, hopefully not a lot, but I'm sure there are. I just hope that I'm not the person that gets the fakes. And what's crazy is that I never would have thought that 4 pairs of fake sneakers would go to the same person in a 2-month period. I'm sure Nike bought probably thousands of pairs of sneakers. At least I hope that they bought thousands of pairs of sneakers. But apparently they got 4 fakes in 2 months, which is absolutely insane, especially from probably the biggest company in the space. So the actual quote from Nike is, "Those 4 pairs of counterfeit shoes were all purchased within a short 2-month period on StockX's platform. All had affixed to them StockX verified authentic hang tags, and all came with a paper receipt from StockX in the shoebox stating that the condition of these shoes is 100% authentic," which is crazy because this is not just some random guy on Twitter saying, "Oh, I got fake sneakers from StockX," which, to be honest, I do get tweets like that all the time. People are like, "Help me out. I don't have any connections at StockX, at least not anymore, so I can't help you out, unfortunately." But the fact that now Nike is coming out and saying this and confirming what I think a lot of people have been suspicious of for a while is crazy. Like, that's nuts. And for me personally, I probably won't be buying sneakers from StockX for a little bit. I'm not saying don't buy sneakers from StockX. Do whatever you want. I'm not trying to influence you in one way or another. I'm just trying to be, I guess, as unbiased as possible while still telling you what I'm going to do. So I probably will be avoiding StockX as far as sneakers goes for a little bit until this is all sort of resolved. With that being said, I've seen a lot of people online saying
this is the end of StockX. This is going to destroy StockX.
And I just don't think that's the case. StockX has gotten to a point now where they're so huge and they work in so many different product categories that even if one of their main product categories like sneakers suddenly collapse, which I don't think it will. I think people will still use it even with this news. They would still survive. Now, obviously, sneakers is one of their biggest categories. They do also have, luxury items like handbags, and they do watches, and now they do cards, and they even work with, I think, PSA to help grade cards. So they're involved in a lot of industries that are huge. In fact, in some cases, even bigger than sneakers. So I don't think them losing a little bit of trust in the sneaker market is going to destroy them. I do think it's going to hurt a lot, but regardless, it definitely sucks. And it also makes this lawsuit between Nike and StockX even more serious, because now what Nike is saying is that the NFTs that StockX is selling could be linked, whether it's on purpose or not on purpose, to fake pairs of sneakers. So in theory, Nike is saying that if you buy an NFT from StockX, and then eventually when you can trade that NFT into StockX for a pair of sneakers, you could get a fake pair of sneakers. I don't think that they're saying that StockX is maliciously doing this and they've got a fake pair of reserves sitting around to, give out to the NFT holders, because I think there's maybe 10,000 NFTs out there. They're not making a lot of money off of these. So I don't think that's what they're saying, but I do think that they're saying that now there is a chance that if you buy a Nike product through one of their NFTs, you could get a fake Nike product, and that just adds to their case that these NFTs are actually hurting Nike's brand, which I totally understand, and I definitely see, especially now with this new evidence that Nike actually has 4 fake pairs of sneakers that they bought through StockX in, again, a 2-month period. I mean, I bought my Sean Witherspoon Air Max 197s on StockX. I bought my Union LA Air Jordan 1 Black Toes on StockX. What else did I buy? I think I even bought my Travis Scott 1s on StockX. I had those re-verified because that was when all the fakes were going through, or supposedly the fakes were going through with the Travis Scott 1s. Now, Nike didn't say specifically what all of the pairs of sneakers were that they bought through StockX that ended up being fake, but they did say that one of them was a pair of patent bred ones. Now, I've bought multiple pairs of patent bred ones off of StockX over the last couple months for the $20 sneaker collection, and I've resold those same shoes on StockX within, literally the last month or 2 months. So it's very possible that the pairs that I bought on StockX and then resold on StockX could have been the fake pair. Now, to be honest, do I actually think that my pair was a fake pair? Probably not. I've had about 8 pairs of those sneakers, and while I'm not a legit checker, there was nothing about them that made me think that they were fake, because I bought pairs from Foot Locker, from Nike themselves, and I've had them all next to each other, so I don't think that they were fake, but it's possible. Anything's possible. And the fact that one of the shoes that they bought that was fake was also one of the pairs that I bought from StockX and then resold on StockX in that same 2-month period, at least I think it's the same 2-month period, is crazy. That's insane. And also, to make matters worse, the patent bred Air Jordan 1s is one of the most sold sneakers on StockX over the last couple months. So that means a lot of people are buying and selling pairs of those shoes on StockX, and you'd think with more and more pairs going through the system, they'd get better and better at finding fakes, but turns out they're just getting overwhelmed and letting fakes pass through. So honestly, the whole thing is just a mess. Now, you guys know, or at least I would assume that you guys know, that I buy a lot of sneakers off of a lot of these different resale websites because I review sneakers and I need to get sneakers early or buy sneakers that I couldn't grab for retail to make videos about them. And recently, I've been buying a lot more on GOAT and eBay just because they usually get the product to me faster, and honestly, I trust them a little bit more, not just because of this, but because of other issues I've had in the past. And one of the pairs that I bought for resale from GOAT specifically is this pair of Union LA Air Jordan 2s. Now, the reason I bring this up is because I'm actually giving this pair away, not this exact pair, a pair in your size. And obviously, in light of this current situation, I won't be buying the pair for the winner from StockX. I'll be buying it from GOAT or from eBay just because... what the hell, StockX? All you need to do is subscribe to the channel by clicking that subscribe button down below, and then sign up for the Apothecary email. And the reason I'm doing that is because whenever I do giveaways through the comment section, they always get filled up with bots, and it's just not worth it. So if you sign up for the Apothecary email, which is my sock company, you guys will not only get notifications about new sock drops, but also you'll have a much more secure way of entering this giveaway. So if you guys want to win these, subscribe, sign up to the email list, which is linked in the top of the description below. And actually, that is a perfect segue into the brand new upcoming Apothecary drop. So we've got a brand new collection dropping this Friday, May 13th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on apothecary.com. This collection is absolutely fire. It comes in 4 different colorways, all featuring the brand new Apothecary staggered logo. This collection looks awesome with a lot of different pairs of sneakers. I think my favorite colorway out of this collection is the heather gray and blue colorway. And again, if you guys want to grab any of the socks from this collection, make sure to be on our website, apothecary.com, this Friday, May 13th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Try and be there sooner than later just because these collections usually sell out very quickly. Hope you enjoy the collection, and back to the video. Now, Now, what I'm kind of interested in and what I'm kind of wondering is how many pairs of sneakers did they have to buy in order to get these 4 fake pairs of sneakers? Was it thousands of sneakers? Was it hundreds? Was it like 10 pairs? Because I want to know the percentage. I want to know how likely it is that some of the sneakers in my collection might be fake. I don't know how this is going to play out. Again, I don't think it's going to destroy StockX. I do think it's going to hurt them for a couple months, and then we'll forget about it like we do with all the other scandals, like like that email leak. That kind of sucked. It is what it is. You know, think what you want to think of StockX. I probably will not use them for buying for a while. I trust other services a lot more, especially now, and I've had better experiences with other services, at least recently, so that is kind of my move moving forward. I'd love to know your thoughts on this whole situation and what you think is going to happen and how this is going to play out, so make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But that pretty much wraps things up. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet and enter that Union LA Air Jordan 2. Again, that pair was not bought off StockX, and I'll see you all in the next one.